So today's video is going to be a little bit of what I'm doing in the studio, just to kind of give you an idea of what's kind of going on in my business. If you're not sure what business I'm talking about, you can refer to the video I made before this. To make it quick, just in case you don't know and you just don't want to go to the other videos right now, I own an online shop, and as you can see, I've got a lot of like clothing and dresses. So it's called You Matter Stories, and what we're doing is trying to build it to a point where I'm able to go around and find models of all shapes and sizes and hear their story, while also allowing who they are to kind of inspire me to go and find clothing that's fitting to their photo shoot. And then we create some creative version of their story, and those clothing items or anything inspired by it are then sold online. As you can see, I keep pointing back here because I'm currently photographing, but that's one of the dresses that I need to photograph next. I did a tour of the studio, so if you want to watch that, that's the video that should be before this, and also explains everything in more detail. What I've been working on lately is, like I mentioned, trying to photograph these items, hence why I have the dress, on a mannequin. I need to get my online shop going and everything, but I've hit a lot of bumps in the road. Those bumps have caused me to slow down a lot in the business. I'm trying to get through that and push myself to start up again and start really pushing the store. Beforehand, I started with the stories, and that was really hard and difficult to continue that because I had a lot of other responsibilities, life and bills and rent and everything kind of got in the way, and I wasn't making money from the stories or anything right away, and I wanted to grow the YouTube channel, but I was struggling to afford it. Then I started to focus on the store, but I put that away on the side as well and got distracted doing other stuff like photography and client work and stuff that I was doing to make money. Like I said, the details are in the other video, but long story short, I decided that I would really push myself to really get the shop going, and that's what I'm currently doing right now. What I do is I have my camera and I'm using my 50mm. I happen to use the Canon 5D Mark IV, so I love this camera. I'm also a photographer and videographer, so I use this for all of my professional shoots. It's done a lot already. I haven't been able to afford a new lens, so I've been sticking with this handy dandy nifty 50 that cost me about $400 at the time. So what I normally do is I will dress the mannequin, which I already got pictures of this dress, so kind of starting from the beginning here. This is kind of just my current workflow. I expect it to change as I grow. Hopefully in the future I will have help, but for now, not so much. So I'll have over here, I have a rack of clothing. I have more clothing behind me. It just keeps growing, but what I'll do is I'll pick an item. So for example, I'll grab a dress, I'll take it off, I will put it on the mannequin. If it has a price tag on it, which as I mentioned before, the price tags are so I know how much I spent on it. They are thrifted, that way I know how much to charge to make sure get the money back. But besides that, I will put it over the mannequin. If I didn't take a picture at this point of the price tag to know how much I originally spent on it, that's when I will take it with my phone, but I'm using my phone to record, so I can't do it. So I just dressed the mannequin. And I grab my camera. I'll try to get a vertical and horizontal, and then I'll get a close-up of all the details. If it's not lined up, that's when I will line up, make sure it's not super wrinkly looking or anything awkward, and then I'll just take a front shot, and then I'll take a close-up of the material or the arm, something that kind of shows the neckline. This neckline looks funky. And then after getting the front shots, sometimes I get the side, unless it's nothing fancy. There's no details on the side that I feel necessary for the picture, I will ignore it. And then I will get the back view. And then sometimes I like to get the trim here, as you turn it to the side. And anything that seems special to that outfit, like maybe these strings here, I could get a close-up, and that kind of helps people know like exactly what's going on there and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do, and then I undress the mannequin and start over. items I get from thrift stores or discount stores, something that's gonna save me money. The way I see it is, you know, I'm going around finding all these special pieces and taking time out of my day to do it and then putting it online. And so the prices are still very low because they are used items. The prices do reflect the amount of work that I put into these, plus supporting the business in general. So that's kind of how I choose the pricing. Anything that people buy from the store is helping me put it back into the business so that I can start doing these to eventually introduce doing more stories. We've done stories in the past, but they didn't really have the fashion element to it quite yet because, you know, I didn't really like know how to do it yet. I was hoping for a fashion designer, but that fell through. I kind of had to do everything on my own in order for this dream to become real. So that's what I started doing. I decided that I would then put my stuff on YouTube because I really wanted to share the experience that I've gone through. I'm gonna put this camera down because I don't know why I'm holding it, but I wanted to share the experience because I figured, hey, there's probably people out there who either want to start their own business, have already started their own business and like to learn from others, or whatever the case. As I go along this journey, and if you're interested and you like this sort of thing and you love fashion or just encouragement and empowerment and body positivity, whatever, all the things that go into just really loving yourself, feeling beautiful, and stories and fashion especially, if you're interested in that sort of thing, I would encourage you to hit subscribe and press the like button and show some support and leave a comment telling me who you are and why you're interested. I don't know what's gonna happen for my YouTube, so I'm actually just throwing my stuff out there, everything that I'm doing, and I'm pretty excited. I've gone through a lot of downfall, so
what is with my eyebrows? I just realized.
A lot of that stuff has been really affecting my creative self, and it's been affecting my everyday living basically. I have gained about 40 pounds of fat. Started to gain weight after college that it just kept going, and it's kind of still there, and that really affected me. I made a story on this, so yet another video with more details, but basically I wanted to kind of just show you guys like process I'm going through, what I'm doing today, and I'll try not to talk too much about stuff that is for another video or is already in another video. So I'll go through these and then I will make sure that I get a picture of each item that has the original price tag from Goodwill or whatever store I got it from. I'll take a picture of that. I'll also take a picture of the size, and then if possible the tag that has all the details, you know, kind of fix it up as I steam them, and then I will eventually use them for a photo shoot that goes along with someone's story. We'll then adjust the price to make somewhat of a profit from it. Obviously I gotta, you know, be able to make some sort of profit in order to keep this going. And then I put it on the online shop, which I've already done a few, but none of those were tied to stories. I have this fundraiser shop that I'm doing, and a lot of these items I hope to either use in a story or at least put them on the website if I feel like they just won't be any use to a photo shoot or a story video. That's kind of what I do. And after I get the pictures of that, maybe just, you know, quick ones on my phone and stuff, and I log all of the items. By log I mean have the size, material, and original price I paid for it so that I remember how much. That way I'm not, you know, losing money over this. Of course I get my camera and I start to shoot. A lot of the time some of the dresses are a little bit bigger than the mannequin, so I usually use a clip, which I have hanging right here, to clip it back. I'm still waiting to be able to get a size medium large mannequin and eventually a plus size mannequin, because I want to be able to have all the shapes and sizes and show that diversity. Right now I only have a small. A lot of my models that I've worked with that I already know, a lot of them happen to be really small. Either they're extra small or just small. It's really hard finding any other sizes, it seems, in the model community. I'm kind of struggling with that, but I also don't live in a big area, so I'm slowly but surely trying to get to know people. I don't like to pinpoint, like I don't like to specifically be like, I'm gonna go find plus size, I'm gonna go find size small, extra small. I'm very more into the welcoming anyone, so I want anyone of any size who wants to model come. I don't want to force anyone to model. It's just anyone who is willing. Just know that your size is never going to stop me from saying no. I'm always going to be open and welcome. I do recognize that a lot of people who are a smaller build are a little more comfortable on the norm with modeling or wearing dresses dresses, and a lot of the dress styles, such as this one, are more comfortable on smaller body frames. So I totally understand that. I usually was wearing a small for pretty much everything, and now I am struggling to even fit in mediums. Larges actually happen to be the most comfy for me. I'm very understanding to both spectrums of what it feels like gaining weight and not wanting to model, and then what it feels like being confident. And so I like to kind of avoid people's insecurities when I'm photographing them. Like, if you're insecure about your smile, I'm not going to force you to smile. That's just something that I've really taken seriously for how I handle my models. It doesn't matter whether I think, oh, this angle looks good. If they don't like it, they don't like it, and I'm not going to force them, you know. There is the other side of that though, where I'll be like, oh, but you look so good, and then, you know, they're kind of like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, it's okay, well, maybe just consider it. And then later they'll look at it and be like, oh wow, you're right, I actually really like that. So I do try to open up people's minds to see themselves the way that I see them. That's who I am, what I'm trying to bring into You Matter Stories. I am currently working alone. I am trying and hoping to eventually get an editor and an assistant that is able to really put their all into this with me. By assistant, I don't even mean assistant. I kind of just want a business partner. That's something I'm hoping eventually, and I'm kind of holding out for someone who's more interested in fashion design. But before I go, I wanted to say that I will be trying to do sewing and fashion related videos that I think will be really interesting to me. I've always loved fashion. I've never really allowed myself to just say that because I felt like people would look at me and be like,
No, you're just a photographer.
I am just sick of being the photographer. I decided to make a stand and do what I love. Anyway, I'll have to do a clothing haul because I have so many dresses that I'm all excited about. I might just ask a friend to model them off for me for a clothing haul because half of them definitely don't fit me, and I don't like myself right now, so I'm not comfortable being in a lot of dresses, and I'm trying to get off of that mindset and start to like take care of myself more, but it's a very slow progress lately. But I thought it'd be so cool to be able to kind of grab one of these and recreate it. Now I probably would pick an easier dress also. It's the back of it, but there's this vintage wedding dress. It's very long and very beautiful, and it would be cool to eventually get to that point where I'm teaching myself sewing and I'm able to get something like this and copy it. Ooh, I just realized these are falling off. I could probably fix that. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff. If you're excited and you're watching this and this is your place, your thing, I would love for you to subscribe and follow. I know I mentioned that earlier, but I'm just excited to get my YouTube going. I'm like, you know what? I don't even care whether I don't have many views or not, or many subscribers. Like, all that matters is that I'm doing what I love. People will eventually see that and join along. My sister reminded me, she's like, just do whatever you're passionate about, because people like to see passion. And I'm like, that's true. I follow people on YouTube too that are passionate about something, and it shows in their videos, and then I get excited, and as long as it's something I like fashion or something, then I'm gonna click subscribe all excited. So when you see someone who really loves what they're doing and they're passionate, it just makes you feel more inclined to like click subscribe and follow them. So I'm excited to get into that, and I just feel like it's time for me to really step up and say, hey, I'm going to do what I love, and I'm going to stop wasting time doing something people think I should do, which might have been photography or tutorials, you know. And I might still bust out with some tutorials with photography, because there will always be a part of me that, you know, still loves photography, knows what I'm doing and everything. It's just been a part of who I am for so long. I'm not giving up on the craft. I'm just not taking on clients that don't go on the path that I want to be on. In other words, senior portraits, family portraits, couples, engagements, weddings, all of that has been a massive distraction for me, and I never got to pursue the love for creative photography and fashion as a career. It was always just kind of the free shoots I did on the side, and I just felt like I was incomplete doing that. I felt like it was time to kind of be rid of what was distracting me and say, hey, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to take this seriously. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, I hope you'll join along on this journey. Just know that I'm really excited. Also, a lot of things are coming. I know I have so much to say, and I'm gonna hurry up and finish this all because this is pretty much the end of the video. But we put an offer on a house, it got accepted. I may or may not have mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm excited, which means we'll be moving. I'll be able to move the studio to a new garage and also create a new office area in this house we're getting. So hopefully, fingers crossed,
it all goes through. I cannot cross my fingers. years.
Hopefully it all goes through because there's this separate kind of like a master suite. I'm excited because in that space I'm able to have like an office area and an entrance area, and then I'm able to have the other part of the room which I want to create as my YouTube video slash craft slash hobby slash all the things that I do for the business, anything that I need to do that I don't, you know, feel like doing in the garage. So the garage space would be saved for all of this stuff, but that space would be able to be where maybe I do sewing projects or, you know, a video of any sorts and stuff for online and YouTube and all that stuff. So I'm really excited. Anyway, I shall talk to you guys later. I better stop now. Okay, bye-bye. Where's it? Underwear? I don't know. Making adult underwear. It's a crop top, guys. It's a crop top. Okay.